Welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole. My name is Joe. This is Oli.
Saw, dude.
And today we're going to be talking about
Mary Shelley, the grandmother, I'd say, of science fiction.
the mother of science fiction. The grandmother would be someone before the actual mom. So how about we just make her the mother?
Okay.
And also the author of
Frankenstein,
which was considered the very first
science fiction novel.
science fiction horror novel.
Oh, yeah.
This episode is not sponsored, but we're talking about Mary Shelley, who was the mother of science fiction, and I guess horror too, right? Wouldn't we consider the mother of horror?
I think so. The modern horror.
Although Grimm is all horror. The Brothers Grimm, right?
But again, we're not counting Grimm because it was just like a collection of stories. They didn't actually write any of those.
This was an original story. And so let's talk about Mary Shelley. Was born on August 30th, 1797.
So do we know what was going on at that time? At that time, what was going on in society at that time?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. Are you going to tell me?
I have no idea. That's why I was asking.
Oh.
Like,
was I supposed to know this?
Some other shit was happening at this time. I thought you did a little bit of research.
Wait, I did. Are you going to do the research right now?
Yeah, you said we couldn't ban phones for this exact reasons.
Oh. I think 1790
happened in 1719.
I don't think that's a good idea because she was born in 1797, which was like almost 80 years later.
You're right, 97.
And she didn't write the book until much later. She wrote the book in like the 1814.
Okay, so we'll just do important events in the early 1800s.
Yeah. And one of the important events I know of is the understanding of electricity. So electricity was starting to become a bigger thing. But before we get into talking about electricity, I thought we would talk a little bit about her early life.
Okay. Just for those Americans out there, Louisiana Purchase.
When did that happen?
Early 1800s. 1804.
And for those of us who are unsure of what the Louisiana Purchase was,
it's also the end of the Japanese isolationism.
What are you talking about right now? This has nothing to do with Mary Shelly. Mary Shelley.
But this is important events that happen around the same time.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Are you done with important events? Can we move forward?
I guess so.
Or are we?
I guess so. We can move on from that.
All right. Mary Shelley, born August 30th, 1797 in London. Her mother, Mary Wollstein, was actually a famous...
she was a famous feminist writer, right?
Yeah, famous feminist. Did you get a copy of what that book was that she wrote that I made notes for you that you're not looking at instead of looking at your phone?
Hang on. I want to look up what zodiac she is.
This is why it's important to do research before you come on the podcast so that we don't have to sit and wait for you to do the research.
Oh, shut up. You love this.
I do.
This is great.
So we grade for my editing. I would have to edit the hell out of this because you don't...
Oh my God. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So her zodiac is the Virgo, and it's also known as, the symbol is the maiden in tarot.
The what?
The maiden.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was interesting. But anyway, a vindication of the rights of women. I think that's like a really bold thing to be writing in the 1700s.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's very interesting. And
so we would almost say that her mother is like the mother of feminism.
I wouldn't say that. I think there are other women who are... I mean, I think when you get to America is more has more feminists in it than other countries because you're kind of out here on your own.
Right.
But what I was going to say is Mary Shelley's mother did not last long. So whatever influenced Mary Shelley's mother...
It was just all of her influence came from her dad. But I think it's... Sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No, you're good. You're right. All of her influence came from her dad, but what?
it's interesting that her lineage is from powerful writers.
Yeah, and her mom only lives for 11 days after their birth.
Yeah, she doesn't even like make it a full 2 weeks.
Yeah, so Mary Shelley's mom dies early, and her dad. What did her dad do?
Oh, okay, that's cool. He was also a novelist, so both of her parents were writers.
Yeah, was he a novelist?
Yeah.
Was that what we have here?
He's you literally did these notes, Dad.
But I know, but I'm trying to stay like we're engaging, like we're coming up.
We're
with
actually having a conversation.
Yeah, not like we're just reading notes. Okay. That's the whole point of the podcast.
You know we have to leave this in, right?
Of course we do. Of course.
Okay.
Because you're being a momohead instead of just helping me out here. I'm trying to throw it back and forth.
Yeah,
I know what the man did. I'm trying to throw it back and forth. So
yeah, it's really cool. Okay, I did not know that. But I did know that she didn't have any formal training whatsoever when it came to like writing and stuff. All that she learned from like her father's extensive library at home.
Dads, get a library.
Encourage your kids.
Encourage your kids to have read. Get a book. Yeah.
Maybe we should be hosting this in the library.
Maybe that is another option, but I thought this beautiful view of the mountains in the water would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to just keep changing it, right?
Well,
until we find a spot.
I like this spot. This spot is good. It has a nice view in the background.
Okay.
It has this nice drop cloth that comes in nice. What's the matter with you?
We don't have time for that, viewers.
All right, anyway, her dad actually ends up getting remarried.
And wasn't she pretty young when that happened, too?
Yeah, I think she's 4 years old when that happened. She's only 4, and her dad got remarried.
Do we know anything about their relationship with, like, the stepmom and Mary? I'm trying so hard here.
I know.
Is that the problem? Am I trying too hard?
I was going to say something in it. No, that's good.
I thought you wanted it back and forth.
Yeah, 100%.
This is what you wanted, right? We're doing the thing, right? Don't forget to lean forward, right?
Yeah, the mom. Shit.
So we're just gonna take a break real quick. We'll have to edit all of this out.
She didn't have a great relationship with her mom, her stepmom.
Well, with either of them.
Well, she didn't have a relationship at all with her mom because her mom was dead in 11 days.
Yeah, she was the OG dead author.
I don't even know what we're doing. Okay, yeah, so
we're trying to power through.
She didn't have a great relationship with her stepmother. They were somewhat estranged.
She did bring in a couple kids from a previous marriage, her stepmom. I think I found out that it was like she brought 2 kids in from a previous marriage.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great. But she although she wasn't really close with her stepmother, she was really close with her stepsister.
Oh.
Yeah, her stepsister, whose name was Claire.
So what was her other step-sibling? Was it a brother or a sister?
Was it a brother, Percy, maybe?
I thought that was
her husband.
Yeah, and then later her son.
Yeah.
So we don't know anything.
We don't know about the other one.
There was no stepbro action.
Yeah, I think they were both stepsisters, but she was really close with her one stepsister whose name was Claire. Claire.
Should we just have this like on a reader so it doesn't look like we're constantly looking down at our nose?
No, because my vision is so fast.
Oh, that's right. Your trifocals can't see it.
Yeah, I'm doing one of these. No, I can't do that.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, she has a stepsister, and the only reason why I bring up the stepsister is because she's important later on.
Oh, she is important.
Yeah, she makes a return later on.
Yeah, I know nothing about her other than like her problem with her stepmom. Yeah. Classic evil stepmom action right there.
Yeah. So the book was written in around like when she was 17. It's like 1814. And do you remember what happened? How the idea of the story came about? Well,
now.
before we get into that, this would have been about the same time that electricity would have been starting to become more
like
mainstream.
Yeah, like everyone started using it. Sort
Yeah,
of thing.
and one of the things that was happening is because her dad was somewhat of an intellectual and dealt with colleges and whatnot, he would have been around when they were talking about electrifying the human body to get it to move.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't think I did not know that. And I think
this was actually not in the notes because this was something that I had learned previously on a documentary where they were talking about her.
Oh, well, perfect. Let me throw in the thing I know about her right here.
Well, can I finish what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she would have known about the fact that they were electrifying bodies.
You think her dad?
In order to move muscles. She would have been aware that that was something that was happening. There's actually quite a few articles at the time that were written about that.
Yeah.
And, maybe some people were somewhat horrified about that concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the thing that you know?
So I want you already
that are not on the notes.
That are not on the notes.
Okay. Yeah.
So a fun fact about Mary Shelley was when she was a teenage girl, she decided to lose her virginity on top of her real mother's grave.
I don't know why we're talking about this child's virginity. I don't know why.
No, because I think it's incredibly fascinating.
That okay, she lost her virginity where?
On her mother's grave. So she had sex for the first time. I want to know how that
conversation goes. Hey, you want to go visit my mom's grave and hook up? Why I say the good thing and you went all gross?
Because that's just who we are as people, Dad. You know this.
All right. Anyway.
Oh, my vision.
So anyway, the story goes that Mary Shelley and several of her friends got together. What's happening right now?
I don't know. Okay. I was listening and so intently.
Okay.
So the story goes is they all went to a seance in a graveyard.
No.
And then...
Are you talking about how she lost her virginity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about this story. So tell us about the virginity thing. They went to a seance thing?
In the graveyard that her mom was buried in. And then everyone...
Was she trying to get in contact with her mom?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So she's a bit macabre to begin with.
Yeah. She has an interest in the dark.
The occult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay.
And so they do the seance, obviously something happens. I don't know that part, but everyone's leaving and so she just pulls this guy aside and goes, "Hey."
Wow, wow. Okay, the fact that we both know that is bad.
But that's what I know about that.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. That is absolutely insane.
And what if that's just insane to me.
Yeah. So here's another interesting fact about her. So again,
that aren't on the notes?
No, these are probably in the notes. But again, she's only 17 when she starts writing, and this isn't her, I guess, her first foray into creative writing. But in this particular,
you're saying it is or isn't?
It is not.
Yeah, because I knew of a short story she wrote.
Yeah,
she wrote a short story called "The Invisible Girl."
Did you read that?
No.
Oh.
That would have been some good news to have.
Right, it would have been awesome if you were like, "Yes, I read it, and this is what I know." Anyway, so okay, that's good. But this particular. When she wrote this story, she and a bunch of her friends were off to like a lake retreat. They go to this lake retreat and they're like, "Hey, let's see."
Were they it's 1800s. Were they nobles?
No, they're intellectuals. So they weren't really, they were part of the aristocrat.
But they were well off.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can have a bunch of books unless you have some money.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, they're well off enough that they can go away and go to a lake house.
Right. They have a vacation home.
Yeah. And at the lake house, all of her friends are going to tell spooky stories. That's the idea. And they create this little bit of a contest to see who could write the scariest story.
I just got to say, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
What? I love that idea. I think that's a great idea.
No.
I think that's a great idea for when you have friends over and you're trying to think of something fun to do And you don't have TV, you don't have internet, and so you can write a story.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. They literally had nothing else to do.
So this is a great idea. And anyways, this is where she comes up with the story of Frankenstein. And the reason why I mentioned this stuff earlier about the electricity is because this would have been all stuff she probably would have heard about animating bodies and trying to get, things to move through electricity. And obviously, Frankenstein has the 2 bolts in his neck, and that's how he gets electrified, right? That's how he becomes to life, right?
Ah, gotcha.
That's why those bolts exist.
Yeah, I just thought they were...
Do you know the story of Frankenstein? Okay, so the idea of Frankenstein...
I do. Okay, so I'm going to stop you there because I know it. Because I watch a YouTube channel called Overly Sarcastic Productions.
Okay.
And they will recap things. Like they recap the Iliad, they recap the Odyssey. They did do Frankenstein. But I watched that video years ago as a Halloween special, as this is.
Okay, so first of all, we should say that Frankenstein is actually the name of the doctor.
Yeah, Frankenstein's a doctor.
It's
I don't
the
think
monster
he ever
of
get
Frankenstein.
a name for the monster.
Yeah, it's just called the monster.
Which is honestly so sad.
And the whole idea is this guy basically grave robs and collects body parts.
Yeah.
And then sews those body parts together. And
isn't the actual Frankenstein book told from like the perspective of a perspective?
I don't think so. I don't know what that perspective from a perspective means. What do you mean by that?
Like it was told by the Dr. Frankenstein to a fisherman, and the fisherman is the one actually writing the book.
That's possible. I don't know that. I'm not aware of that.
No? Okay.
But anyway, the idea is he grave robs, collects all these pieces to the body, and then puts all those pieces together.
Sews them up.
Yeah, sews them up. And that's why Frankenstein has all of those marks and scars on him.
Yeah.
And also why he's enormous.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't he 18 or 8 feet tall?
Yeah, 7, 8 feet tall, yeah. And then he flies a kite, electrifies the robot, or electrifies the monster, and the monster comes alive. That's the whole... Right. And I would say my most...
what's your favorite adaptation of Frankenstein?
Okay, my favorite is Young Frankenstein.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, it's a Mel Brooks movie. Yeah, it's Gene Wilder.
Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder together.
Yeah.
So good.
It's a classic. I mean, I definitely would recommend it.
My favorite Frankenstein is going to be the Franken girl from Wizards of Waverly Place that Justin makes to be friends with Alex. That's my favorite Frankenstein adaptation. Are we going to
Wizards of Waverly Place?
And I really think it'd be iconic if you put a picture of the Franken girl right here during post.
Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. Some of those things are hard to find.
The Franken girl would not be hard to find.
Here's another interesting fact about Mary Shelby.
Is it Shelby or Shelley?
It's Shelley, and I keep saying Shelby.
You do?
I'm sorry. But she has a bit of an affair with a married man.
That's right.
Yeah.
She, when she's super young, 17.
Yeah. She has this...
She gets married to a man named Percy.
Who is...
already married.
Yeah. Percy's working on his polygamous merit badge.
He said, how many wives can I collect? Gotta catch them all.
Deuce was the one he was going with at the time. But then...
Do we know who his first wife is?
I
don't think so, do we?
No. But we do know that the book was published in 1818.
Well, that's not what we're talking about right now.
January of 1818. I do not know the name of the person. What I can tell you is the name of the person that she married, his name was Percy. I had it here somewhere. Where is it? I think it's Percy Wollstonecraft. Wollstonecraft, maybe?
No, I think it's Percy Shelley. Because I think
Mary
was originally named
Mary Wollstonecraft. Yeah. So, yeah. And anyway, his name was Percy.
I found out.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
What?
So Percy's first wife's name was Harriet, and she died by committing suicide in 1816, the same year that Frankenstein came into existence.
Well, what are you going to do when the girl that your husband's hanging out with writes a bestseller?
Right. I mean, yeah.
And she's 17.
And she's 17. She was 21 when she died. Harriet was 21. Wow, that's so sad.
That is horrific.
That's awful. It's terrible that we're smiling this much.
It's horrific, and you seem so happy about it. It's horrible, and
I can't stop smiling.
Such a great fact that I just found.
It's just so interesting.
Here's the other thing that's interesting. Percy doesn't survive long after their get-together.
Really?
Percy dies in 1822. So they're not together for very long.
No, they're together for like a whole 4 years.
Here's another interesting fact. When she originally,
6 years,
when she originally wrote Frankenstein, she wrote it anonymously. She printed up 500 copies of the book and did not put her name on the book.
Did she like use a pen name, or she just put no author?
Anonymous.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was the original Alon.
She ends up writing a bunch of other stories, like she wrote The Last Man and Valperga.
Something called Faulkner.
Yeah, she wrote a bunch of stuff.
And later, she actually edited some of her husband's work, Percy's stuff.
Yeah, she became the literary executor of his work when he died.
I'm so proud of you for saying that word right.
Right. She's saying that because earlier
having a conversation about executioner, exhibitionist, everything but the word.
Yeah, Mary Shelly had a bunch of children. She had 4 children.
But only one of them survived to adulthood, right?
Yeah, only one of them survived till adulthood. So she
wasn't it a junior?
Yes, Percy. Her son's name was Percy. And I guess people back in that day were a lot more honest. Because she has a writing in her journal that she loved her son.
Well, to be fair, she wrote it in her journal, which is a personal item.
It's not personal when you die.
Well, I mean,
when you die, that becomes public. Everyone looks at it.
So that's when you're dead.
What you're saying is, you can say horrible shit about your children just as long as it's in a thing that will only going to come out once you're dead. That's terrible.
Yeah, like I imagine to find out you hated all 3 of us when you die because I read your journal.
So anyway, the thing that she did like about her son was that he was 2 inches too short. That's what she said.
She said the thing she didn't like about her son.
Yeah, she's like, I love him to death if only he was
taller. A little bit taller.
2 inches taller. She actually doesn't live. She doesn't live that long. I mean, she lives for another 30 years, but she passed away.
Good.
She passes away at 53, meaning I have outlived her.
I mean,
another dead author, I pass. Yeah! Anyway.
Let's remember, the life expectancy at that time was probably 45. And I'm pulling that number out of
your butthole.
Yeah.
I know.
But, the life expectancy wasn't high by today's standards. It was actually
probably 45, 50 at the tops, but yeah.
Yeah, so I was probably dead on.
Yeah. So I'm pulling the number out as well. I don't know for sure, but you're right. It wasn't extremely. It wasn't in the 70s like it might be.
Right.
Today. Yeah.
Right.
And so she actually, because her mom is a bit of a feminist, she kind of champions the whole women's movement. Because she doesn't have anyone and she has to kind of come up with ways to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Lewis's Carol's wife. No, Liddy. Remember we talked about Liddy? The girl, Alice Liddy. She was
Little.
Liddle, Liddy. Mm-hmm. That's why I said Liddy. But anyway, Little. It's the same kind of vibe. She's kind of destitute because she doesn't have a job, but she's not so destitute that she can't travel. And so she writes these travel logs. She goes to Germany, Italy.
Well, I mean, she did. She probably still, got some money from her dad. Her stepmom may be evil, but come on now.
Let's see. Why does she matter? Why does Mary Shelley matter?
Well, I mean, we've already talked about why she matters. She's, the mother of science fiction, one of the earlier horror writers. Now, would you call her, what kind of horror would you classify her? Because I feel like it would be like a gothic horror.
Well, I don't know all the genre names, but monster horror is, I don't know, is that a thing? Monster horror?
I think that's eldritch horror. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the difference between eldritch horror and monster horror.
Well, eldritch is pretty much the fancy
it's
word.
It's just horror as far as I'm concerned. There's scary shit and then there's scary shit.
I thought we weren't saying that on the podcast.
What? Shit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we weren't saying.
I thought we were going to cut that shit out.
Okay. Anyway, she is considered the mother of science fiction.
And horror.
And horror. Science fiction horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, speculative fiction. Her mother, obviously, a pioneer in feminicity, and her dad was a radical philosopher. That's what they said. Yeah. And
do we know if she had any siblings?
She did not.
No, she was an only child.
She was an only child, but she had
step siblings.
Yeah, she had stepchildren,
siblings.
Yeah, siblings. Yeah,
okay.
But recently she did have a bunch of recent scholarship is bringing forth a full body of work. So there's some new stuff coming out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna comment on that. That she's got new stuff coming out now.
I guess it's on Goodreads. If you look up Goodreads, it's on Goodreads. You don't know what Goodreads is?
I have no idea what that is.
It's an app. Let's move on.
Okay.
All right. In
Good to see you digging deep.
Well, I'm trying to dig deep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get
Gotta get all the info.
All the data that we can about young
Gotta get to the
Mary
bottom of the rabbit
Shelley.
hole.
Yeah. So do you want to tell me about her at all? Like what do you want to talk about in her deepness? In other words, what from the notes do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I've been liking this back and forth because I was talking most of last episode. So it's like this episode is like you're telling me stuff.
Yeah.
But I also have the notes, so I can comment occasionally.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, I like it. This is a good vibe. Good vibe.
And there's the silence. So
it had to happen at some point.
Yeah, one of the things I like is that not only was she a writer, but she was a little bit involved in some espionage. She had a couple of situations that went awry while she was traveling about, and in the process of traveling about, she had to get other what do you call those places? Embassies involved.
Oh, okay.
She was in Germany. She had a little kerfuffle in Germany. Kerfuffle. Kerfuffle. Yeah, she had a little bit of a kerfuffle in Germany, and she needed some help, and so she
she had some risky letters that were stolen and were being blackmailed with.
Yeah, risky letters specifically about the government, right?
I thought it was about the fact she just didn't like Germany.
Well,
those are the same things?
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And anyway, she had to get those removed, and she did not want to have them published.
Or as the notes say, she didn't want them put in print.
Yeah, and as Oli said when we first read that, you wrote it out so it's in print.
Yeah, like you're writing it down. That's in print. But no, apparently in print means like you're not putting it, you're not publishing it.
In a book.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not sharing it with the public while you're alive.
Yeah. It's getting all over the place now. 2014 when all these letters became public.
That was a while ago.
Well, I mean,
I guess that's fair.
It's not that long ago, considering that she was alive in 1814.
2 centuries ago.
Yeah, so like this is all very recent. She used travel as an emotional and physical pilgrimage. She took trips back to Italy, and she considered Italy her home. I don't know why that is when her last name is Wolfenstone. That sounds about as German as it gets, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I also thought that she was like English. I didn't think she lived in Germany.
No. Yeah, she was born in London.
Yeah,
right? We covered that earlier, but
well, yeah. I mean, I don't think we said she was born in London, but
okay.
But like, it's weird that you think Italy as your home, but I guess if you lived there most of the time with like your husband and your kids.
Yeah, for her, Italy held intense memories of both joy and grief. Husband died there, children lost. She framed her travel as rambling. Hold on, I'm having a hard time reading. She framed her travel and rambles as a pilgrimage to heal.
Okay, so I'm not even going to attempt to try and include that little tidbit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that is part of who she was. And that's why she did all the traveling, because she was trying to heal and she was trying to. So it's kind of a dichotomy, because you can't really travel if you're poor. So she must have some money.
But she is poor, but she's not poor enough to not travel.
Okay, I'm poor and I don't travel. That's how I know I'm poor.
But you're not poor and you don't travel. That's statements facts. I will say though that what do you think caused her to write Frankenstein besides like the up and coming electricity?
Well, I think the big thing is they have that little competition. They have that little competition, and so
there's like the competition, sure, but like what made her actually like go full force and not just like say it in the competition, but like print it?
Well, I think you got friends there. That's how the competition happens. You have a bunch of friends there, and they're like, "That is such a good story. You should write that down." And like we see that happen all the time. And the difference between her and everyone else is she actually did. Right? She actually spent time sitting down, writing down the story, and actually making that a thing.
Dad, it was 1822. What else was she gonna do? Her husband was dead. All her kids had died.
At this time, they weren't, though. You have to remember, when she originally wrote this story, it was like 1818. There were like all of those people were still alive. As a matter of fact, the dude's wife was still with us. She just barely killed herself off like the year before.
There's no way.
Yeah. If you look at the notes that I provided for you before the podcast,
oh my God. You know what? That's so right. The idea was sparked the same year that she did die.
Yeah. So, I mean.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But I think people
so her life is just a real dramatic roller coaster of a ride.
Absolutely. And I mean, could you expect anything less for someone who wrote Frankenstein?
I guess that's true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Frankenstein is pretty freaky. And as we've already discussed, there are so many iterations of Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm. Some adapted for kids, some adapted like...
There's like a Frankenweenie.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's called, Frankenweenie.
With the dog,
which,
right?
A lot of people, if you want to hop into that rabbit hole, a lot of people think it's a prequel to...
not The Corpse's Bride.
To The Corpse's Bride, which is a prequel to Nightmare Before Christmas. So that Frankenweenie dog is actually Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas.
So if you're interested, now is the time to get into all of your Frankenweenie's views. Get your views on
Corpse Bride,
and The Nightmare Before Christmas.
You know, we gotta do the triple threat.
Triple threat for Halloween.
Yeah, gotta. Yeah. No options.
So she ends up dying in, like we said, she was 53 when she died. In 1822, became a Percy dies in 1822, which is kind of crazy. That means after she printed the book, he was only around for 4 years, because she printed the book in 1818.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when did she die? Did she die in 1835?
I don't think you have that anywhere in here.
No, maybe not.
She died in 1851.
1851.
So she lived for a good another 30 years after he died.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the question becomes is, what do we think she did after he died?
Well, we know she became an executor of his writing, or executor of his writings.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's that.
She ended up editing his writings, and because she never put her name on the first book of Frankenstein, she probably ended up doing that later and made money. A couple things that she did was she continued to write. She continued to advocate for women's rights, helping women, get bank accounts and stuff.
That didn't happen
and
until
own
1970.
in the United States and own things, right?
And that didn't happen until like 1980.
No, people were owning things. My mom was owning stuff before 1980.
Was she though?
Yes. Yes, my mom was a single mother for a while, so yes. What's the matter with you? 1980 is so close. Maybe you're thinking of 1880.
No.
Not 1980. Not 1980.
No, I don't think because we didn't start getting the rights to own things until like I want to say like 1945, if I have to be honest.
Okay.
That seems like a...
Please don't fact check us. Don't write us mean comments because
great if you guys fact checked us.
Ollie has no clue what she's talking about.
I mean, yeah, take this with a grain of salt. I'm literally doing research while the pod is happening.
Well, we should probably look up women's suffrage. I feel like this is stuff you should know. Like,
we're not talking about it.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, a very interesting character, led a very interesting life, and probably, again, one of the first writers of science fiction and one of the first original writers of horror. So
shout out to female power, because that's crazy.
So far we've talked about two authors, and both authors kind of were the start of something great. Mary Shelley, start of horror science fiction, and Lewis Carroll was the start of
fantasy.
Fantasy.
Fantastical,
nonsensical things.
Yeah.
So
because of another girl, because a girl went, I want a nonsensical story.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So yeah, I mean, we can only go downhill from here. We covered the start of two, genres.
Yeah. No, I don't.
We have
I don't
nowhere
think
to go.
I think we can continue to go up, but I want to thank everyone for watching our video, our listening to our podcast of Down the Rabbit Hole, where the dead people. What was the thing you said last time? Where all the dead people end up down the rabbit hole.